Hey guys, welcome to another episode. It's Tiesto Bob here. Just wanted to share another Forex pair analysis with you all. This is the Euro AUD. But before we get into that, just wanted to say Happy Mother's Day to all those mothers out there. Yesterday was Mother's Day. Hope you all had a great weekend. So let's get started. Okay. So, guys, I know I've said this before, and I don't mean to be repetitive, but it is very important. That's why I feel the need to say it again. It's anytime you look at a Forex pair, you always start from the higher time frames. Higher time frames dictate, what the pair is going to do, right? The lower time frames, it's as you go down the time frame spectrum, you're just introducing more and more noise. So what I like to do is just introduce my bias on the higher time frame, and then use that bias to kind of look for setups on the lower time frames. So that's kind of common sense. So without further ado, let's get into it. So this is the Euro AUD. We're on the 1 month chart, so monthly time frame, the highest time frame that we have right now available on my chart. So we've got 1, 2, 3 months of pure bullish activity, as you can see here. It's actually been bullish since August of last year, but for the last 3 months, since pretty much the beginning of the year, February, March, April, we've had a bullish run on the euro versus the Australian dollar. So just by looking at this, if I could just draw my my structure. So when you look at your structure, you can kind of see break of structure over there. So what this tells you is if had price, you see this downtrend, right? If price was going to continue down this path, ideally, I would have liked to see price create a lower high here and then make a lower low. So had this been, let me just do a replay. So if we were here, for example, just using the market replay function on the trading view, I would have liked to see some sort of rejection up here, right? And I would like to see price make a lower low. So essentially, we have this kind of movement, lower high, and then I'd like to see a lower low being created in order for this trend move to continue this downward momentum. However, that's not what happened. As you can see, if I remove the replay, let me just remove the replay. That's not what happened. Price broke to the upside. So what we essentially have is this break of structure, so that we've noted that on our chart. Okay. And, using the Fibonacci extension tool, just from this lower high over here, we expect price to come into this region over here, right? That's kind of where our aim is some sort of retracement into this Fibonacci golden zone over here. And we'll go down the time frames to kind of see a better picture. Right now, it's a very crude picture. But what we're looking at is we've had a nice bullish run since August, a little bit of a pause here towards the end of the year, but that continuation, and then obviously there must be some sort of retracement for the trend to be healthy and to continue. So let's just drop down to the weekly time frame. So from here, we can kind of make adjustments to our Fibonacci. We get a better picture of what we are looking for. So now you can kind of see the structure kind of showing itself a little bit more obviously. You see now you have proper structure. You have lower lows, lower highs, higher highs, lower lows, lower highs, and then what we're looking for essentially now is for price to kind of dip into this area right here, but we're still on the weekly time frame. So, we would need to drill down further into it to really see what's going on. So let's drill down to the daily time frame. Okay, so what do we see on the daily? So if you look here, we had a nice bullish run for the last 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row. And then we had a break of structure to the downside. So what we see here is we see this be a break of structure over here. Okay. What this tells us, so if this, for example, if this trend was to continue its upside momentum, like again, I would have liked to see a lower high form over here. And then I would have wanted to see price kind of bounce off of that lower high and continue to the upside. But that's not what happened. Price just crushed right through it and broke the structure to the lower high. It broke the previous higher high over here. So what we're looking for is essentially now with this shift in the market, we're looking for a lower high to form over here. Let me just get rid of these ones. We're looking for a lower high to form over here, and then we're looking for it to kind of drop into that monthly golden zone that we've talked about earlier. So if you look at this price action, what does that look like? It looks like head and shoulders. Right, so you have the left shoulder, you have the head, you have the right shoulder forming over here. Sorry, it's a bit messy, but that's, you kind of get the idea. You have a head and shoulder forming. We're waiting for that right shoulder to form, and you know, we're looking to place our psychological price levels as further confluence, and then we can kind of take the trade, short this instrument down into that Fibonacci golden zone. So let me just get rid of this head and shoulders, so we can dive deeper into the lower time frames to see what's really going on. So we can now look to see how we can position ourselves so that we're not selling the bottoms and we're not buying the tops. You know, we want a perfect, healthy retracement to happen in order for us to be interested in a trade. So if you look here, we kind of have everything lining up for us in a way. So, you know, the previous zones that we all drew with the new Fibonacci on the 4-hour, everything is pointing to that direction over here as the potential reversal point. But of course, even when price does come into this area, we still need confluences. One of them being the psychological price levels. So if you look here, 64.40, actually, well, I'll round that up to 50. So there's a price psychological resistance level up here, you know, within our Fibonacci golden zone. You know, we already have our grand picture, the monthly Fibonacci zone over here. We have structured break to the downside. So as you recall, we had this higher high over here. It was broken over here. On the lower time frames, you can see it being broken over here. Apologies, it's broken over here, and also this lower high also being higher low being broken as well by this point over here. So with that being said, we are looking for a short-term rally into this region over here, and then once price gets into that region, we are looking for a shorting opportunity into the monthly and the Fibonacci golden zone. I hope this made sense, guys. So feel free to comment, like, subscribe, join the Discord server where I share all these analysis, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care all.